Hey everybody, I'm Kevin Kemp and this is Kemp Outside. We're your inside source for all things outside. So today on Kemp Outside, this is a Throwback Thursday video. I'm actually going to show a couple of clips of some work that I did back when I was a wildlife biologist for the Florida Fish and Wildlife Conservation Commission. I worked for them for 15 years as a wildlife biologist, and I worked on projects that conserved and restored lakes, rivers, streams, and wetlands. And I worked for a program that managed several $1 million in grant funds every year. So this video is, like I said, some clips of us on an airboat on an Orange Lake, which is in Central Florida up near Gainesville. And these are clips of us navigating different spots of the lake on an airboat. So most people don't get to do airboat rides or take airboat rides. I highly recommend if at some point in time you're down here in Florida to see if you can take an airboat charter and get out on some of these lakes. They're really, really neat. But here is a clip of us on Orange Lake. So enjoy. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button if you like what you see, or you want tips and tricks on camping, hiking, fishing, gear reviews, campsite reviews, all those kinds of things. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button, and thanks for watching. So in this first clip, we start off on the airboat on one of the boat trails in Orange Lake. There's a lot of vegetation in Orange Lake. So as you see, we start off going down one of the boat trails in somewhat open water, and then we go ahead and take the airboat into some pretty thick vegetation. So check it out. So in this clip, you see us running through some pretty thick grass. Believe it or not, that the depth of the water is about 8 feet. So there's about 8 feet of water underneath the boat in that thick vegetation. So it doesn't look like it in the video, but we're actually running in the water. That we were doing on Orange Lake is looking at the amount of tussock in the lake. So tussock is a floating mat of vegetation, and these giant islands of vegetation and mud actually come up from the bottom of the lake when the lake level is low. These vegetation mats form, and then as the lake refills with water after a drought, sometimes these big mats will just pop up off the bottom and then float on the surface of the water. So one of the things that FWC does is they go out and they make sure that these tussocks aren't a problem for navigation. And so they'll send big harvesters out there to actually remove these large mats of vegetation. So in this video, we were driving around looking at some of the places that we were discussing for tussock removal. want to show you a little clip of us going down one of the airboat trails on the edge of the lake. So these are trails that are actually maintained by airboats. They would fill in with vegetation if airboats didn't continually move through there. So it's kind of a neat way to get back into these really wild and scenic areas of the lake that you couldn't get to in a regular bass boat or any kind of really conventional watercraft. You really need an airboat. So check this out. So I hope you like these Throwback Thursday clips of us on the airboat. This was taken back in 2014 in October, late October. It's a beautiful time to be on Orange Lake. It's a really neat system. It's highly variable. It changes a lot. The water levels change a lot. The amount of tussocks changes a lot. It's a really neat system with some excellent fishing. So definitely check it out if you're ever in the Central Florida area. It's a neat place to go, and definitely see if you can get someone to give you an airboat tour of some of these Central Florida lakes. They're really, really neat. And like I said, hope you enjoyed it. Hit that subscribe button and follow along with us. See you next time on Camp Outside.